Yesterday in the Senate, MAGA senators that claim that their Christian faith is the center of their life voted to take away health care from the poorest of Americans and to bloat the immigration ICE budget to be able to capture more innocent people without due process and send them to a concentration camp called Alligator Alcatraz. And once they did that, they all started clapping and cheering with glee and joy. And I want to show you first a video of Trump and Christy Gnome talking about love. Play the clip.
That nobody is prioritized over an American citizen. We love everybody. We do. We love everybody.
Not everybody.
But, well,
a lot of people.
But we shouldn't be putting people illegally above citizens. We should be making sure that we do things right. And that's
okay. That's enough. So as you can see there, Christy Gnome is trying to gaslight and say, we love everybody. And Trump can't even go along with it. He says, not everybody. And I want to say that I'm no longer going to chipmunk Trump's voice because I believe it is an effort of sane washing over his slurred speech. And it's important that we all see exactly the way his speaking patterns are going right now, because this man is having full-blown mental decline. A lot of experts who have reviewed video of him think he's in full-blown dementia. And we all need to see the speech pattern, the second grade speaking level, and the slurring, searching, trying to find words. But remember, Christy Gnome and Donald Trump and Stephen Miller all sitting there. They all use other people's faith to get them on board with their cruelty. This is a cancer in the MAGA movement.
The fact that they're all so giddy, and Christy Gnome, who is so unbelievably cruel. She went down to the El Salvadorian prison, standing in front of all those people. She didn't care. The bottom line is these people have no empathy. They dehumanize and they sell their MAGA base that immigrants are keeping them from having nice things. Immigrants are keeping them from health care and lower prices. And when the reality is the migrants are doing work that the United States citizens would not want to do, and they want to take them without due process, which is the very foundation of the Constitution, and put them somewhere and be so dehumanized and demean that it breaks their spirit. I think they enjoy that they are breaking people's spirit.
There's no question about it. And sitting next to Christy Gnome was Stephen Miller, the architect of all of this. This is the guy who makes ASMR videos of people getting detained, who probably likes to view the images of CCOT where you have the prisoners all stacked in. Probably he views this stuff in a pornographic style. I mean, this man is incredibly, incredibly depraved. But even yesterday, Elon Musk on Twitter pointed out to his followers that illegal immigrants can't even access Medicaid.
Right.
He pointed out the truth. And this whole premise of them doing this is that these immigrants are coming over and using social services that American taxpayers pay into. Elon Musk, of all people, blew the whistle on that yesterday, which is interesting because I always say when he's an immigrant, Elon Musk, and then he joins the anti-immigration movement, guess what happens to Musk? The knives get turned on him. All right, next up we have Trump discussing deporting United States citizens. Play the clip.
Today, a little controversial, but I couldn't care less. We have a lot of bad criminals that came into this country, and they came in stupidly. It was an unforced error. It was an incompetent president that allowed it to happen. It was an auto pen maybe that allowed it to happen, and it did happen. But we also have a lot of bad people that have been here for a long time, people that whack people over the head with a baseball bat from behind when they're not looking and kill them, people that knife you when you're walking down the street. They're not new to our country. They're old to our country. Many of them were born in our country. I think we ought to get them the hell out of here, too. You want to know the truth. So maybe that'll be the next job that we'll work on together.
Okay. So as you can see there, this is why I don't want to chipmunk his voice anymore. This is what psychiatrists call the flight of ideas. He's just saying things and jumping from subject to subject. This man is mentally unstable. It is 100% false that people are just walking down the street, whacking people on the head with baseball bats. Furthermore, what this ICE crew does is they go to Home Depots, they go to 7-Elevens, they go to people's homes. They are arresting people that have been in the country for 30 years. They are arresting children and sending them in front of a judge without attorneys. I think they say only 6% of the people that have been detained have violent criminal records. 6%. This was never about finding criminals. It is a seek and destroy mission to find anybody with pigment in their skin. They've moved on a little bit. Black people, they're giving them a slight pause, but don't worry. All of their policies are going to continue on the racist path that Republican policies always have for Black people. But their myopic focus right now is the immigrant population, and they want to get them all out of the country. Number one, it's inhumane and cruel. Number two, the economic implications of this. And the Republican Party has always said they're all about the economy. They're all about growing the economy. They're so good at business. They're so good at tax policy. We trickle down. It's all been a lie. This is detrimental to our brand. It's detrimental to other human beings, and it will wreck the economy.
Well, not only can they not access services, they pay into the services that they will never access. And I'm referring to illegal immigrants. But let me just say this Alcatraz Island deal is going to cost $450 million. So they can house people without due process. And I look at this and I think they're giddy, they're happy, they want someone to jump into the moat and be eaten by an alligator. That's what sounds like fun to these people. And it is so very cruel. I am appalled on just a vitriolic level.
All right, next up we have, and this is really important. I don't even think this hit legacy media yesterday. A journalist asks Trump, how long will the people be detained at Alligator Alcatraz? And listen to how he answers this question. No chipmunk voice, because I refuse to sanewash or disguise this man's senility and his dementia. Listen to his answer.
Dana Marie McNichol, Fox News Channel. Mr. President, is there an expected time frame that detainees will spend here, days, weeks, months? And does that have anything to do with the immigration judges you just spoke about being trained and staffed here?
When you say, what was the first part of your question?
Is there a specific time frame you expect the detainees to spend here, days, weeks, months?
In Florida?
Yes, here at Alligator Alcatraz.
I'm going to spend a lot. Look, this is my home state. I love it. I love your government. I love all the people around. These are all friends of mine. They know them very well. I mean, I'm not surprised that they do so well. They're great people. Ron has been a friend of mine for a long time. I feel very comfortable in the state. I'll spend a lot of time here. I want to, for 4 years, I've got to be in Washington, and I'm okay with it because I love the White House. I even fix up the little Oval Office. I make it, it's like a diamond. It's beautiful. It's so beautiful. It wasn't maintained properly, I will tell you that. But even when it wasn't, it was still the Oval Office, so it meant a lot. But I'll spend as much time as I can here. You know, my vacation is generally here because it's convenient. I live in Palm Beach. It's my home. And I have a very nice little place, nice little cottage to stay at, right? But we have a lot of fun, and I'm a big contributor to Florida, pay a lot of tax. And a lot of people move from New York, and I don't know what New York is going to do. A lot of people moved to Florida from New York, and it was for a lot of reasons, but one of them was taxes. The taxes are so high in New York, they're leaving. I don't know what New York's going to do about that, because some of the biggest, wealthiest people and some of the people that pay the most taxes of any people anywhere.
Okay. If somebody showed me this clip and said, we want to show you this guy, he thinks he's the president of the United States, and we got him a day pass from the dementia wing of the nursing home center, and we made a press conference and we put him in front here. And then I heard the journalist ask, how long will the detainees stay at Alligator Alcatraz? And he gave an answer talking about how he doesn't know how long he personally is going to stay in Florida. He redecorated the Oval Office. It looks like a little diamond. He has a little cottage. He loves Florida. All of his friends are in Florida. If Joe Biden answered any question like this, could you imagine how long Jake Tapper's book would be? And the collective covering up of his dementia by the media, by the people that see that clip, the collective cover up of this clearly demented man who is in advanced cognitive decline is breathtaking. Jake Tapper's claim was that there were a few people around the president that covered it up. This is a national/global cover up of this man. He does this with impunity. That is beyond the pale. This is why I don't want to chipmunk his voice anymore, because I think this is incredibly serious. And if he was surrounded by serious politicians, this man would be out of office. He clearly should not have the nuke codes. He clearly shouldn't be in meetings about this concentration camp they're building in Florida. This is a 911. The house is on fire. This man is in advanced, very advanced cognitive decline.
In court, I would have stood up and objected and say, objection. Answer is non-responsive. Strike it from the record. The question and his answer had nothing to do with each other. And it also just goes to his narcissism. You ask him a question, of course, it's got to be about him. Just gross.
It totally does go to his narcissism. Okay, next up, this is something that we're going to see more and more of. They're getting their concentration camp set up via Stephen Miller. A problem that they have right now is the press, and the press that remains on reporting this stuff. So first, they're trying to take out legacy media, and here's Christy Gnome talking about CNN. Play the clip.
Liberals, socialists, and Marxists are out there lying about what President Trump is doing. President Trump is upholding freedom by what he is doing. The freedom to live safely in this country and to do things legally and to have justice. And because those liberals, and I'm calling out you, CNN, I'm calling you out because you lie every single day about what these operations are. We are going after murderers and rapists and traffickers and drug dealers and getting them off the streets and getting them out of this country because Joe Biden let the worst of the worst come in here.
Okay. Everything that she said is completely a lie. Nobody's jumping in and fact checking her in real time. I have my own issues with CNN. I mean, I think we all do, the way they act like there's two sides to this story. There aren't two sides. There is a gaslighting dictatorship in the Oval Office right now, running the executive branch, and the President of the United States has advanced cognitive decline, and he's surrounded by a bunch of psychopaths that like to play dress up and torture immigrants. Full stop. That's what they want to do. And her claim that the United States is safer is 1,000% false. We are less safe economically. We are less safe. Nobody in their home is safe if they have brown skin and happen to speak Spanish or Portuguese. They're not even remotely safe. This is a depraved government. They are dismantling every pillar of American democracy systematically, and all of the alleged Christians in the MAGA movement cheerlead this. They cheerleaded. And I'm so sick of the elementary school intellect out of MAGA people that all they have to say is socialists and liberals and Marxists. And they've been saying this old, tired shit for 20 years. They called Barack Obama a Kenyan Marxist for all of these years. And the most offensive thing he did to them, the most offensive thing was wear a tan suit, because what they really wanted to do was just call him the N-word. They wanted to call him the N-word all day, every day. And a lot of this shit that's happening with Trump is a white lash, because so many white, and I'm talking white Christians that vote, that triple Trump, at their core, what they care about above money, what they care about above safety, is making sure that racist structures stay in place. That's what this whole thing is about.
Absolutely. And here's the thing, Christy Gnome and Tom Homan and all the people, Trump, when he was running, we're going to get the criminals off the street. She presupposes in that very big gaslighting statement that the criminals, the murderers, the rapists, the drug traffickers, up to 85% of the people that they are rounding up have no criminal record, period. So I would like some transparency with a list that says, how many murderers have you taken up in these sweeps? How many sex traffickers? Because I know you brought in, Pablo or the El Chapo's, his entire family into the United States. Make us a list. Show us the numbers.
They won't.
They can't.
That's why
because they
she's
don't have
attacking
it.
that's why she's attacking the press, because this is an anti-transparency move. They're playing offense to remove transparency. Authoritarians don't want transparency. The press shines a light and provides transparency. That's why they want to charge members of the press with crimes, because it is a full-blown authoritarian regime that absolutely will go to the ends of the earth to make sure there is zero transparency so that they can propagandize and say shit like immigrants are eating dogs and cats. Immigrants are walking down the street, whacking people off with baseball bats. Transgender people are going to school and getting their wieners whacked off and coming home. There's zero evidence for any of this because it thrives on propaganda. The media in healthy democracies provides transparency. Look at Watergate, look at Iran-Contra, all of the stuff back in the history. They know that they have to start attacking the press, and he's been doing it for 10 years, and it's going to get fever pitch. But one final thing, and this is something Pumps and I want you to know that we are on 24/7, 365 watch. If a story breaks in the middle of the night, we want you guys to wake us up on this, because this is something that is giving me a little bit of life right now. Pop this up. Okay, so Trump and Elon Musk yesterday had this tit for tat, right? And Trump was saying you'd have to take a look at deporting Elon. Reporter said, hey, you're going to deport Elon Musk? He says, well, we're going to have to take a look. For sure, we're going to doge his ass. For sure, we're going to get rid of all of his subsidies. Well, Elon Musk comes in with a response to a tweet. And don't worry, it wasn't lost on us, because here we have it. And Elon says, so tempting to escalate this. So tempting, but I will refrain for now. And I'm going to tell you guys something. I told Pumps yesterday when I saw this, we were at lunch. I'm going on vacation July 11th for about 3 weeks with my sons and my husband. And I'm taking my computer and my laptop because if Elon Musk escalates, I don't care where I am in the world or what's going on, I'm coming onto this show.
Absolutely.
To cover it, because these two have committed crimes together. And you have Elon Musk here, a big pile of drugs, and then the reveal. And it's just a one-step process for him to get to where he just really throws Donald Trump under the bus. We are here for it. I want everyone to be ready. Hell hath no fury. I will pick up a mountain and move it to make sure if this happens that I join America's greatest legal mind, and we cover this in painful detail. Every single bit of it, down to commas, punctuation, use of proper nouns, the whole nine. We're here for it. All right, please do a couple of things for us. Subscribe to our channel and make sure you like this video. We're trying to reach 1 million subs. And Pumps and I wrote a book. It's called Life is a Lazy Susan of Shit Sandwiches. You can buy it at your local bookstores, and you can click and order it through the link in our bio. We'll see you all later.